Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I was tagged by Megan Markham to do the Get to Know Ya tag, which was originally made by Paper Chains, I believe. I'll tag hers down below too. Also check out Megan Markham's channel. I have enjoyed watching her videos. So she tagged me in this, so let's get started. So number 1, what's your favorite book? Harry Potter. Number 2, what was your favorite book 5 years ago? I think 5 years ago was 2012. Thought about this before. So I would have been graduating college, and in college I didn't read a whole lot because I didn't have time to read. But I think the only book that I did read in college was The Hunger Games, and I enjoyed it. I mean, Hunger Games isn't one of my favorite books, but I remember reading it in college and being very proud of myself that I finished a book. So I'm gonna say Hunger Games, but I don't remember my life 5 years ago. That's sad. Favorite duology, trilogy, or series? Harry Potter could be for everything. Let's be real. I really have been enjoying Outlander. I'm not completely finished yet, but Outlander has been everything on my checklist so far. Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom were also very enjoyable, so I'd throw that in there too. What was the last book that you read? I read In Order to Live by Ewan Park. It's so good. If you guys haven't read this, do it. It's so good. So tragic, so good. What was the last book of poetry you read? And off the top of my head, I can't think of any because I don't really read poetry that often. So if you guys have any recommendations for some great poetry, throw it my way. I would like to get more into that or not be perplexed by this question in the future. What's next? What book most influenced your life? I feel like this is very cheesy, but I think Eat, Pray, Love just hit me at the correct time. I didn't read it for a long time because it's Eat, Pray, Love. But then I did after college. After I graduated, I was trying to get back into reading. I read Eat, Pray, Love, and then all I wanted to do was read everything Elizabeth Gilbert wrote because I love her. And I think that just sparked reading again in my life after college. So I remember this being an influential time in my life, and Eat, Pray, Love really fueled and got me back into reading again. So that's why I said Eat, Pray, Love. Book that made you ugly cry. I am gonna have to say Harry Potter because Deathly Hallows. One of my best friends for my birthday got me this little watercolor print that says, "What a beautiful place to be with friends." And I don't know if that phrase doesn't make you want to tear up. That scene and then Snape and Deathly Hallows had just made me really ugly cry every single time I reread it. I don't know if another book has made me that emotional. I need to find that. Oh, and speaking to my favorite duology, favorite series, favorite trilogy, this year I'm wanting to get more into series because after that question I've realized that Outlander, Harry Potter, Miss Peregrine's, Six of Crows, that's the extent of some of my trilogies and series that I've read. And I did buy Throne of Glass, so, but I want to read Mistborn. And oh, what book made you laugh? The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I remember being one of the first books that I laughed out loud. I was in high school and I was reading it in chemistry class, and I guess we were supposed to be doing busy work or something, and I just decided to read instead, and maybe I was done. I don't know. I remember reading in chemistry and being at the whale scene. I don't know if you guys have read Hitchhikers, but when the whale is coming to the realization of life right before he dies, I laughed out loud in the middle of chemistry class, and everyone looked at me like I was weird. And I just held up Hitchhiker's Guide and said, "Y'all need to read this because it is funny." That was one of the first books I really laughed out loud. I'm sure I laughed out loud at books as a kid, but who remembers that? Hitchhiker's Guide makes me laugh every time. I love that book. And the movie is very good too. I think the movie stays very true to the book. So that's very good. What character would you like to be for a day? I thought about this. There's a lot of characters. Obviously, who would want to be a wizard? I feel like every time I do a tag, Harry Potter could be the answer for everything. But life can't be that way, can it? I would say Claire and Outlander only because I'm a huge history buff, and it would be just so cool to be able to go back in time and meet all these people that I've studied, read about, and the fact that she can kind of manipulate the past. It'd just be really cool to actually see life back in time, of what everything we read in history books, everything in art history, to see everything in person, to me, since I'm a huge history buff, would be really freaking cool. But I'd have to have Jamie near me at all times because I would be a woman in the 1700s, and being taken advantage of as a woman would be a very normal place back in time. So I'd want Jamie and the rest of my clan to be near me, to protect me, but I would love that. And maybe because I just watched season 2 of the Outlander series and I'm really into it right now and I'm wanting to finish the series. So maybe that's why, but you know, going back in time would be pretty freaking cool. There's a lot of characters that I'd like to be, but that one was just the first off the top of my head. Let's see. A book that was so good you dreamt about it. I'm a big romantic and I reread Pride and Prejudice all the time. Anytime I'm having a reading slump, I pick up Jane Austen, and Pride and Prejudice is just my favorite. Just thinking, I just love this book. And sometimes it'll just creep into my dreams, and now I'm like in a dreamland just thinking about it. I love this book so much. Okay, next. What book did you DNF, as in did not finish? I couldn't finish the Divergent. I couldn't start the Divergent series. The first book, I thought, maybe it was because I was just done with Hunger Games and I started Divergent and I felt like it had such a somber, serious tone. To me, it wasn't, I just couldn't get into it. And maybe it was the time that I read it, or I don't know. And I know people love that book and love the movies, and even the movie kind of didn't really do anything for me. Maybe I just don't, I'm not a huge fan of like YA dystopian, but also I couldn't, YA has gotten a lot better through the years, and maybe just that era of YA dystopia I don't care for that much. But YA's gotten a lot better. And speaking of, this next question, what book are you most excited to read? For some reason, I can't get my mind off of Roseblood. This will probably not be that great. Who knows? Maybe you might surprise me, Roseblood. I don't know. But I have it sitting on my shelf where she's looking at me, and I just want to read it. But I'm almost done with The Secret History by Donna Tartt, and then I will pick up Roseblood. I hope it's good. It's a freaking gorgeous book. I get excited by the red letters. I just think maybe I forgot about the Phantom of the Opera and that world, and then this book reignited that, and now I'm just wanting to get back in that world, and for some reason, I'm just really wanting to read this. So, after Donna Tartt, A Secret History, Roseblood will be read. Roseblood will be read. Why? Because it is red. Roseblood is red, but not red. I don't know. Stop me here. Anyway, I am substantially happier now that I'm in my new apartment and I'm living by myself. Now, you know, I have my new outdoor area and I have drapes everywhere and it's a screened in porch, and I have my, what are those called? I have a big chair out there, and for some reason Tennessee wants to be 70 degrees right now. I'm not mad about it. Last night I had a glass of wine and I sat out there and I read a little bit, and guys, I'm just loving life so much right now in my new place. As soon as it's fully decorated, I'm going to give you a little tour and film some more videos. So thanks, Megan, for tagging me in this. It was very fun. I enjoy some tags. And I always forget, but I want to tag people. These 3 channels I've really enjoyed, and the first one, JD Ray Reads, challenged me to the Infinite Book Challenge, and it was miserable, but it was fun. So now I'm gonna tag her in this because I wanna get to know ya, maybe. I enjoy her channel a lot, and her little book rambles, or babbles, her book babbles. Also, I would like to tag Leanne's Library. I've also really enjoyed her videos, and she has gotten me re-inspired, along with G at Book Roast. The Name of the Wind series sounds so freaking good, and if they'd stop talking about it, that'd be really great. But now I really want to read it. So if you haven't checked out her channel also, and I tag you. And lastly, I'm going to tag A Novel Idea. She is also new. I've enjoyed her videos as well. I love that she did a stationery video of the stationery and pens and things that she bought for school. And I am obsessed with office supplies. For some reason, we're like best friends now because I loved that video. I've enjoyed their channels and I want to get to know you guys better. So we'll do the get to know ya tag. But anyway, I hope you guys have had a wonderful February so far. Since it is February and there's hearts everywhere, I am wanting to get more into a romance. So Roseblood, I hope that you are a good romance. I hope that you are a good book because I have been craving to read you. Hope so. Love you guys and I will see you guys in my next video.